What is up, guys? Welcome back to Bottled and Bond. I'm Ozzy. So, where have you been, Ozzy? Right? It's been a hot minute, and I feel like this year has been just a roller coaster for me because I've been wanting to transition out of Virginia, and so it's just been pretty busy. You know, I've tried to engage with you guys as much as I can, but either soccer or dance or school or work, which I paused school, it has gone in a way, and it's just been a little bit hectic. You know, I've also been applying to different careers here and there, and I've been sort of busy in that aspect as well. You know, looking for homes, looking for locations, checking out schools, doing reviews. I mean, it is crazy. Another thing I wanted to bring up to everybody's attention is the fact that there was a possible employment with the Buffalo Trace Distillery, which we visited and interviewed, and currently still pending an offer. You know, I'm still waiting on an offer from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. But the problem with that is if I was to get one, and if I was to accept, I don't think this channel will continue much further. Unfortunately, I don't want any any friction being employed with a certain distillery and doing reviews for other distilleries or other companies. So unfortunately, that will bring it to an end. If I don't, then I'll continue, and you'll see me here, maybe from another location somewhere else in this country, and we'll continue doing whiskey reviews, right? But while we were in Kentucky, we did run across I researched and looked for a realtor. Her name's Jamie Sharp, and I did want to throw this out there. We're not sponsored by her, but if you're ever in the Kentucky, specifically the Louisville, Shelbyville, Frankfort, Lexington area, pretty much the Shelby area and expanding a little bit further, check her out, man. Jamie Sharp is by far one of the best realtors that we've had a pleasure to deal with. You'll see her contact information there. Great lady, great person, all around great person. Great person to talk to, whether you're conducting business with or not. We met with her. She showed us tons of houses, some beautiful homes in Shelbyville, beautiful homes in Georgetown. I mean, just a great experience all around. Recommend her by far. If you're ever looking to buy and maybe even rent, hit her up, Jamie Sharp with Homepage Realty. Now, what I wanted to get out there was that while we were there, okay, we did come across the old E.H. Taylor Distillery. Man, this thing was, I think it was 1887, something like that. E.H. Taylor had his own distillery out there. Prohibition put that to an end. I mean, the thing was just, it came down, it got covered with bushes and shrubbery and caved in. And I mean, it's just bad. I want to say sometime around 2012 maybe, it's when it was founded again. I forget the founder's name, the person who bought it. 2012, 2014 I want to say is when they officially bought the place, renovated it, you know, began making whatever, just like any distillery. You got your gin, you got your this, you got your that. And I want to say around 2020 or so is when they brought out their rye, and then 2022 or 23 more or less is when they brought up their first their bourbon. So man, the place is magical. The place is fantastic. It's beautiful. They got, you know, a botanical garden right by the water. You can go there, sip, relax, hang out with friends, family, do a distillery tour. We didn't get to do a tour. We were pressed for time, and I was also there with my kids. But beautiful to go sightsee, take pictures, wedding venues, whatever. You could just go shopping for their distillate, their gear, you know, the clothing. I mean, it's gorgeous by far. So today we're gonna try their bourbon and their rye. Let's check it out. Bam! So this is the Castle and Key Small Batch Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. This is a 2023 release. It says honoring history and challenging tradition. And this is Castle and Key's Restoration Kentucky Straight Rye Whiskey. So I picked both of these up, being that this one I picked up from the distillery, and this one I picked up from a local Kroger liquor store in Kentucky, in Frankfort specifically. I picked this one because I was like, I gotta try the bourbon, right? And I gotta bring it to you guys here on Bottled and Bond. But I also picked this one up. I just couldn't pass it, man. It's rye. I have a passion for rye. We're gonna go ahead and try this one off first, and then we're gonna go ahead and open up the rye and try that one out. So, nonetheless, let's open these babies up. Oh yeah, synthetic cork. Synthetic cork. Come on, Castle and Key. Why are you doing me dirty like that? From the moment I picked this bottle up, this started happening. Anyways, so I'll put them up side by side. You can see very, 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 very slight difference. I don't know if you can tell in the camera in color, but not much of a difference. Maybe the age statement is similar, maybe the same, you know, very, very similar in characteristics. So this is batch number 1. All right, this is bottle number 05562, and it was aged for 4 years. Interesting. So this one was aged for 4 years. It's 100 proof. It wasn't aged under government supervision or anything like that, so it is not considered a bottled in bond. Nonetheless, let's see what it's like though. Okay, so it has notes of a light whiskey. Now, this being 100 proof, you typically don't get very light notes with 100 proofs. This one has light notes. You really got to dig in there, man. You really have to just go in there and attack that Glencairn to just try to pick up, because the ethanol is almost non-present, which is a good thing. But the ethanol not being present as well also may determine the lack thereof when it comes to notes. But you get your typical brown sugar, honey in there. Maybe a crisp apple, green apple. Maybe some cinnamon, but that's about it. Maybe a little bit of a cherry. And like I said, it's typical. I wouldn't say classic, but typical bourbon notes. You're getting that. You're getting a little bit of cherry, a little bit of a cinnamon, a little bit of a honey, a little bit of that brown sugar. Just light, very light. No ethanol. Love it. No ethanol. Let's go ahead and try out their rye while we're at it. Just breathe in that fresh air. Okay, you see, in the rye, it's almost typical as well. A little bit of herbal, a little bit of floral. Still with a little bit of that honey and brown, no, I wouldn't say brown sugar. Just a little bit of a honey. And yeah, man, you do have your typical rye is in there. I want to say that's about it. It's very light. No ethanol. Again, no ethanol. But it's very, very light. But you still pick it up. You still pick up that woody, the grain, light char possibly, that floral, that herbal. So this one's coming in a little bit stronger, I believe. 53% alcohol by volume, making it 106 proof. A little bit different when it comes to the proof. Okay, so let's try out the bourbon. Small batch. Cheers. Okay. Sweet, mellow, smooth, easy to drink. Honey forward, mid palate. Man, it doesn't have a burn at all, man. For 100 proof, I think this baby's pretty good. I really can't knock it. Not much on the nose, like I said, but on the flavor, man, I want to say this has pretty decent, neat sipping quality notes. Yeah, you still got the apple, sliced cinnamon, brown sugar, honey, and most of it you get in mid palate, and towards the end you still have like a sweet flavor that just coats your palate and lingers. Sweet cinnamon, brown sugar, honey. It lingers a little bit, and there's no burn, and there's no ethanol on the nose. Not bad, Castle and Key. There, it's decent. It's decent. I'm gonna leave it at that. It's decent. Cheers. Okay, so I'll say this. Both expressions go down similar to their nose. Very light body, no ethanol, no burn, but it's the same thing on your palate. The floral and herbal and honey that I was smelling, light that I was smelling on the rye, is the same thing that I'm getting on the palate going down. Very smooth, very easy to drink, neat. You still get the floral, you still get that rye sensation, you still get all of that on the palate. It's just amazing how so much in tune with the nose the palate is when it comes to these two expressions. Oh yeah. On the second one, the herbal, the spices, the honey, such light, sweet, smooth mid palate going down, no burn, no ethanol. Okay, Castle and Key is where it's at. If you do not hear from me, in a while, I beg of you, do not unsubscribe. If for some reason, some godlike act and miracle happens, and the Buffalo Trace Distillery happens to hit me back up with an offer that is unmatched and I cannot pass for whatever reason, which I highly doubt will happen, I will come on here and let you guys know that I will be seizing my videos, my recordings moving forward. It maybe possibly make an appearance, a couple months, 6 months down the road, who knows? Just depends on the situation. But if not, then you can expect me sometime in the next few weeks, maybe in the next month or so. And I'll be coming back to you from a different location, and we'll be reviewing more whiskeys. But just be patient with me. I beg of you, I ask of you, do not unsubscribe. I'm Ozzy, and these two babies right here are the Castle and Key small batch and straight rye whiskeys from the Castle and Key Distillery in Kentucky. And this is bottled and bond. Cheers.